In the quiet corridors of intelligence, one man's betrayal became a study in darkness. This is the story of Aldrich Ames, how ambition, opportunity, and choice conspired to turn a counterintelligence officer into a conduit for secrets. The mood is not sensational, it is inevitable. Ames began as a promising analyst, disciplined, articulate, fluent in Russian. He moved through the Bureau's inner rooms with the decorum of someone who believed in order. But beneath that surface was an ever-tightening knot, financial strain, professional frustration, and a willingness to rewrite boundaries. Imagine the office late at night, the hum of fluorescent lights, the scrape of a chair, the smell of stale coffee. Ames carried dossiers, code books, names. Each file was a weight on his conscience and ultimately a temptation. He made decisions in small increments, a contact, a payment, a promise. The transition from analyst to traitor did not arrive as a single thunderbolt. It occurred in a sequence of deliberate acts. The mechanics were methodical. Ames traded information in exchange for money. He passed identities of operatives' operational methods in safe house locations. He did not act from ideology. He acted from calculation. The thrill was less about cause and more about control, the ability to convert classified knowledge into immediate, tangible wealth. Consider the practical craft of espionage. Meetings in public spaces, coded phrases, envelopes exchanged. Ames learned to stage his movements so they seemed ordinary. He courted anonymity in plain sight, exploiting the very normalcy of his patterns. That ordinary choreography made detection harder. He used his expertise on the agency's procedures to blunt suspicion and to evade scrutiny. Yet the narrative is not reducible to technique. There is a moral architecture here, the slow erosion of duty. Each act of secrecy demanded further secrecy. Lies multiplied. The consequences rippled outward. Agents compromised, operations dismantled, lives endangered. The human cost is the clearest indictment. Colleagues arrested, relationships destroyed, missions collapsed. How did he justify it to himself? The record suggests rationalizations, resentment at perceived slights, a sense that he deserved more, an impaired moral accounting. But rationalization does not absolve. The betrayal was concrete. Assets in the field were exposed. Real people vanished or were executed. For any listener trying to grasp the magnitude, imagine the smallest, quietest detail, a single informant meeting gone wrong, and multiply it across years. The counterintelligence apparatus eventually assembled the threads, anomalies in handling classified material, unexplained affluence, compromised channels. Slowly the pattern sharpened. The investigation was painstaking, clinical, surveillance, financial audits, cross-referencing. In the end, evidence converged. The arrest was not cinematic. It was judicial, a confirmation that systems, if persistent, can catch what secrecy tries to erase. The aftermath is instructive. Ames received a severe sentence. The damage, however, had a half-life that extended beyond imprisonment. Institutional reforms followed, more stringent internal controls, heightened scrutiny of access privileges, and improved whistleblower pathways. The agency recalibrated trust into protocol. For those who study espionage, Aldrich Ames is a cautionary exemplar. His story reframes heroic mythology. Not all threats come from foreign agents. Some arise from the quiet erosion of loyalty from within. The thriller mood of his life is not an entertainment. It is a grim template illustrating how human vulnerabilities map onto systems. If you look for lessons, they are not merely procedural, they are ethical. They concern how organizations nurture transparency, how they address grievances, and how they monitor influence without breeding paranoia. They demand that oversight be both rigorous and humane. This tale is dark by necessity. It forces a confrontation with uncomfortable facts, that trust can be weaponized, that knowledge can be sold, and that ordinary routines can conceal extraordinary betrayal. Yet it also shows that persistent inquiry, careful forensics, and institutional humility can mitigate harm. In the end, Aldrich Ames is less a legend than a lesson, a reminder that the most dangerous compromises begin in small human choices. Watch closely, learn deliberately, remember the cost.